Tonight, as you settle into this sacred space between worlds, feel your consciousness expanding beyond the familiar boundaries of your everyday mind. Your awareness becomes vast, spacious, infinite, like a gentle ocean that has no edges, no limits, no end. You are floating now in the realm of pure potential, where every thought you think, every feeling you feel, every breath you take is creating ripples in the quantum field that surrounds you. Your body knows this truth, even when your mind has forgotten it. Feel how your chest rises and falls with each breath, how your heartbeat creates a rhythm that echoes through dimensions you cannot see but can deeply sense. This rhythm is not separate from the universe, is the universe expressing itself through you, as you. In this moment of perfect awareness, the observer effect whispers through your being now, gentle and profound. In the quantum realm, nothing exists in isolation. Every particle, every wave, every possibility waits in a state of potential until consciousness touches it, until awareness brings it into being. You are not watching your life from the outside. You are the very presence that collapses infinite possibilities into the reality you experience. Feel this power moving through you now, not as force or effort, but as the most natural thing in the world. Your thoughts are not just electrical impulses firing in your brain, they are creative frequencies that interact with the fabric of existence itself. When you observe your thoughts with this gentle, loving awareness, you are literally changing their structure, their meaning, their power to shape your world. Your nervous system recognizes this truth in its cellular memory. It remembers a time before conditioning, before the accumulated weight of old stories and limiting beliefs. Tonight, as you breathe deeply and allow your body to relax, you are creating space for new neural pathways to form. Each moment of conscious awareness is like planting seeds in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. The quantum field responds to your presence with infinite generosity. It does not judge the thoughts you observe, it simply reorganizes itself around the frequency of your awareness. When you witness your thoughts with compassion rather than criticism, with curiosity rather than judgment, you are literally rewiring your brain for greater coherence, greater peace, greater alignment with your true nature. Feel how your awareness expands now, touching the edges of possibility that have always been there, waiting for your recognition. You are not trying to become something new. You are remembering what you have always been. The quantum observer within you is not separate from the quantum field around you. They are one movement, one dance, one endless expression of consciousness, exploring itself. Your breath becomes a bridge between the seen and unseen, between the known and unknown. With each exhale, you release the old patterns that no longer serve you. With each inhale, you draw in the frequency of your highest potential. This is not imagination, this is the fundamental nature of reality itself. Responding to the quality of your presence, the life you have always sensed was possible is not somewhere in the future, it exists now. In this moment, in the space between your thoughts, your consciousness is the key that unlocks this potential, not through force or struggle, but through the gentle art of loving awareness. When you observe your inner world with this quality of presence, you are not separate from what you observe. You are the awareness in which all experience arises. Feel how your body begins to soften now, how your mind becomes more spacious, how your heart opens to the infinite creativity that flows through you. This is your natural state, not the cramped, anxious, limited version of yourself that the world has taught you to be, but the vast, creative, unlimited being that you truly are. The quantum realm holds no secrets from you because you are not separate from it. You are the universe becoming conscious of itself, the cosmos waking up to its own infinite nature. Every moment of awareness is a miracle, every breath a creative act, every heartbeat a confirmation of your intimate connection to the source of all existence. Tonight, as you drift toward sleep, carry this knowing with you. Your consciousness does not disappear when you sleep. Expands, it explores, it continues the gentle work of transformation. The observer within you never sleeps, never stops creating, never stops loving the infinite potential. That you are dot, what if the very act of witnessing your thoughts with this quality of presence is already changing them, already transforming you, already opening doorways to realities you have only dreamed of. There's a tremor in your field tonight, a discord between who you've been and who you're becoming. Feel it now, that subtle vibration beneath your skin, the way your chest rises and falls with the memory of old breath patterns, old rhythms that once kept you safe but now feel too small for the vastness you're becoming. Your nervous system holds the memory of old patterns, old wounds, old stories that no longer serve the quantum version of yourself. Each cell in your body carries the whispered echoes of moments when you learned to contract, to protect, to make yourself smaller. Your shoulders remember the weight of burdens that weren't yours to carry. Your jaw holds the tension of words you swallowed, truths you couldn't speak. Your heart beats with the rhythm of love withheld, of dreams deferred, of a self that learned to hide. Feel how your body carries the weight of outdated programming, how your emotional landscape still bears the scars of past timelines. There's a version of you that still flinches at raised voices, still braces for rejection, still expects the world to be unsafe. This version lives in your nervous system like an ancient guardian, vigilant and exhausted, scanning for threats that no longer exist in your current reality. Your subconscious mind is a vast ocean, and tonight you're learning to navigate its depths with compassion. Imagine yourself as a deep-sea explorer, descending into the blue-black waters of your inner world. Here, in the pressure and darkness, live the creatures of your past, not monsters, but misunderstood parts of yourself that have been swimming in isolation, carrying messages from younger versions of who you were. This misalignment isn't failure, it's the necessary friction that creates the spark of transformation. Like tectonic plates shifting to create new continents, your inner world is restructuring itself. The tremor you feel is not destruction, it's creation. Your nervous system is learning a new language, one that speaks in frequencies of safety, of expansion, of infinite possibility. Feel the space between your current reality and your quantum potential. It's not empty space, it's pregnant with possibility. In this gap lives every version of yourself you've ever imagined becoming. The you who speaks with unwavering confidence, the you who loves without armor, the you who creates without fear of judgment, the you who exists in such profound alignment that your very presence shifts the frequency of every room you enter. Your body knows this truth even when your mind resists. Notice how your breath wants to deepen when you imagine your most authentic self. Feel how your heart wants to open when you consider the possibility that you are already whole. Your nervous system is not broken, it's brilliant. It has kept you alive through every storm, every heartbreak, every moment when the world felt too sharp and too bright. But now, in this quiet moment, you're safe enough to let it rest. You're giving your nervous system permission to update its programming, to download new patterns of safety and trust. With each breath, you're teaching your body that it's safe to be seen, safe to be powerful, safe to take up space in this world. The misalignment you feel is your soul's way of saying, I'm ready for more. It's the growing pain of expansion, the sweet ache of becoming, like a snake shedding its skin. You're releasing the protective layers that once served you but now feel too tight, too restrictive for the magnitude of what you're becoming. Your emotional frequency is shifting, and your nervous system is learning to match this new vibration. Where once you might have resonated with anxiety, now you're tuning in to curiosity. Where once you might have vibrated with scarcity, now you're harmonizing with abundance. This isn't about forcing change, it's about allowing your natural frequency to emerge from beneath the static of old programming. Feel how your body wants to reorganize itself around this new truth. Your posture shifts slightly as you imagine yourself as the person you're becoming. Your breathing changes as you consider the possibility that you are already worthy of everything you desire. Your heart rate slows as you remember that you are safe, that you are held, that you are exactly where you need to be in this moment of misalignment. You're not falling apart, you're falling together. Every uncomfortable sensation, every moment of discord, every feeling of not quite fitting into your old life is evidence that you're expanding beyond the boundaries of who you thought you were. You're in the sacred space between versions of yourself, and this space is where all transformation happens. Your nervous system is not your enemy, it's your wisest teacher. It's showing you exactly where you need to bring compassion, exactly where you need to breathe love into the spaces that have been holding fear. Every trigger is a doorway. Every uncomfortable emotion is a messenger carrying information about what's ready to be healed tonight. As you rest in this space between worlds, you're not just falling asleep, you're falling into alignment. You're allowing your nervous system to recalibrate, to find its new home frequency. You're giving your body permission to remember what safety feels like, what trust feels like, what it feels like to be held by the universe itself. The tremor in your field is settling now, finding its new rhythm. The discord is resolving into harmony. The misalignment is becoming the perfect positioning for your next level of being. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are transforming. And in this transformation, you are becoming more yourself than you have ever been. There's a tenderness in the way your mind reaches backward, like fingertips trailing through water that has already passed. You feel it now, this gentle tug toward the version of yourself that once felt so solid, so certain. Your neural pathways hum with the electricity of old stories, firing in patterns worn smooth by repetition. Like stones polished by decades of ocean waves. Breathe into this moment of recognition. Your body knows this feeling intimately, the way your chest tightens when change approaches, how your shoulders carry the weight of who you've always been. This is not weakness. This is your nervous system doing what it was designed to do. Protect the familiar, preserve the known. Keep you safe within the boundaries of your established identity. Feel how your brain's default mode network awakens like a guardian at the gates of transformation. It whispers stories of who you are, recounting memories like a beloved grandmother sharing old photographs. Remember when you tried before and it didn't work? It murmurs. Remember how safe it felt to be small. These neural pathways fire with the intensity of lightning, trying to pull you back into the comfortable prison of your former self. But notice something profound happening in this very moment. Your breath continues. Your heart beats. Your awareness expands to hold both the pull of the past and the call of the future. You are not at war with your resistance. You are witnessing it with the compassion of a parent watching a child's first steps. This tension you feel in your body, this swirling between old and new, is not a mistake. It's the cocoon, the caterpillar. Doesn't fight the dissolution of its form, it surrenders to the mysterious alchemy of becoming. Your cells remember this wisdom. Your DNA carries the blueprint for transformation, encoded in every spiral of its structure. Allow your breathing to become slower, deeper. With each exhale, you release the grip of familiar patterns. With each inhale, you welcome the unknown territory of your emerging self. Your nervous system begins to recognize this rhythm, the safety found not in stagnation, but in the gentle flow of conscious evolution. Feel how your body holds this sacred tension. Your muscles may clench with the effort of holding on, then soften with the relief of letting go. Your heart may race with the excitement of possibility, then slow with the trust of divine timing. This is not chaos. This is the dance of neuroplasticity, the brain's miraculous ability to rewire itself. In real time, every moment of resistance is a quantum event, a choice point where timelines diverge like rivers splitting around an island. In this eternal now, you stand at the crossroads of infinite possibilities. One path leads back to the familiar shores of who you've always been. Another opens toward the vast ocean of who you're becoming. Your old identity clings like morning, mist familiar yet insubstantial. You can feel it in the way your thoughts automatically return to old stories, the way your emotions default to familiar frequencies. But notice how mist behaves in the presence of sunlight. It doesn't fight. It doesn't struggle. It simply transforms, molecule by molecule, into something more expansive. This is your invitation to honor the part of you that resists change. Place your hand on your heart and thank the neural networks that have kept you safe. Thank the default mode patterns that have preserved your sense of self through countless moments of uncertainty. They have served you well, these faithful guardians of your identity, and now, with infinite gentleness, you can begin to teach them a new song. Your brain is not fixed, it's a living, breathing instrument capable of learning new melodies. Each time you choose presence over automatic reaction, each time you breathe through resistance instead of fighting it, you're literally rewiring your neural architecture. Feel how your body responds to this recognition. Your jaw may soften, your shoulders may drop, your breath may deepen. This is your nervous system learning to find safety in transformation, security in the unknown, home in the space between who you were and who you're becoming. The resistance you feel is not your enemy. It's the sacred friction that creates the pearl. Every moment of tension between old and new is an opportunity for conscious choice. You can honor your history while writing new chapters. You can appreciate your past while stepping into your future. Your breath carries both the weight of the past and the lightness of becoming. Feel this duality with curiosity rather than judgment. Your inhale draws in the wisdom of your experiences. Your exhale releases the limitations of your former identity. This is not about destroying who you were, it's about composting the old into rich soil for new growth. As you continue breathing, notice how your body holds this transformation. Your cells are literally changing in response to your conscious awareness. Your neural pathways are forming new connections, creating fresh highways for thoughts and feelings you've never experienced before. This is the miracle of neuroplasticity, your brain's love letter to possibility. The familiar shores of your old identity will always be there, like a distant coastline visible from the open ocean. But you no longer need to anchor yourself to them. You can appreciate their role in your journey while sailing toward horizons you've never imagined. Let your breathing become even slower now, even deeper. With each breath, you're teaching your nervous system that change is not dangerous, it's natural. Transformation is not a threat to your survival, it's the fulfillment of your deepest purpose. Feel how your body begins to relax into this new understanding. Your muscles release their grip on the past. Your heart opens to the mystery of the future. Your mind expands to hold both the comfort of the known and the excitement of the unknown. This is your moment of choice, not a dramatic, once-in-a decision, but a gentle, breath-by-breath selection of who you're becoming. Each exhale is a small death of the old. Each inhale is a small birth of the new. And in this sacred rhythm, you discover that transformation is not something that happens to you. It's something that happens through you. Your old self is not disappearing, it's being integrated, honored, and transformed into something more beautiful than you ever imagined possible. Like a river flowing into the ocean. Your identity expands while maintaining its essential essence. Rest now in this knowing. Your resistance has become your ally. Your tension has become your strength. Your journey from familiar shores to infinite possibilities has begun, not with a dramatic leap, but with a gentle, conscious breath. What parts of your old self are you ready to honor and release? Your body knows something your mind is only beginning to understand. As you settle into this moment, feel how your cells themselves are listening, not just to the words flowing through your awareness, but to a deeper frequency that has been calling to you from across time and space. This is the frequency of your becoming, and tonight, you begin to embody it fully. Your nervous system, that intricate network of intelligence that governs every heartbeat, every breath, every subtle response to the world around you, is recalibrating. Feel how your shoulders release their grip on yesterday's tension. Notice how your jaw softens, how your breath finds a rhythm that feels both familiar and entirely new. This is not coincidence. This is your body recognizing the vibrational signature of who you are becoming. In quantum physics, there exists a phenomenon called coherence state, where waves align, where frequencies synchronize, where what once seemed chaotic finds its perfect harmony. Your heart is discovering this coherence now. As you breathe, your heart rhythm begins to stabilize into a pattern that neuroscientists call heart rate variability coherence state, where your heart, your brain, and your entire nervous system communicate in perfect synchrony. Feel this. Coherence as a warm wave moving through your chest, down your arms, into your fingertips. This is more than relaxation. This is your body remembering its quantum nature. Every cell in your body contains the same electromagnetic field that pulses through distant galaxies. You are not separate from the universe. You are a focal point of its infinite creativity, and tonight, you are tuning into a frequency that matches your highest potential. Your DNA is listening. Research reveals that when your heart finds this coherent rhythm, it sends signals to your brain that influence the very expression of your genes. Genes that were once dormant begin to awaken. Genes that supported old patterns of stress and limitation begin to quiet. This is not metaphor. This is the measurable reality of how consciousness shapes biology. How your inner state literally rewrites the code of your existence as you breathe deeper. Imagine your cells as tiny receivers, each one adjusting its frequency to match the vibration of your transforming identity. You are not the same person who went to sleep last night. You are not even the same person who began listening to these words. You are becoming, moment by moment, breath by breath, heartbeat by heartbeat. This is quantum entanglement with your future self, that version of you who already exists in the field of infinite possibility. Feel how your current awareness begins to merge with that future awareness. Your thoughts become clearer, more aligned with your deepest knowing. Your emotions begin to resonate with feelings you have never experienced, but somehow recognize as your own. Your body is no longer just flesh and bone, it is a quantum antenna, receiving and transmitting the frequency of your transformation. Every thought you think sends ripples through the quantum field. Every emotion you feel broadcasts a signal that attracts matching experiences from the infinite database of possibility. Tonight, you are both the broadcaster and the receiver, both the observer and the observed, both the dreamer and the dreamed. Feel how your breath naturally deepens as your body attunes to this new frequency. Your diaphragm moves with the rhythm of creation itself. Your lungs expand not just with air, but with possibility. Your heart beats not just blood, but potential. This is embodiment, not just understanding transformation, but becoming it. Your nervous system, which for so long may have been wired for survival, for hypervigilance, for the constant scanning of threats that no longer exist, begins to rewire itself for thriving. Neural pathways that once carried signals of fear and limitation begin to quiet. New pathways for pathways of trust, of expansion, of deep knowing that you are safe to become who you truly are. This rewiring happens not through force or effort, but through the gentle, consistent frequency of coherence, like a tuning fork that brings other instruments into harmony. Your coherent heart rhythm begins to entrain every system in your body. Your brainwaves shift into patterns associated with creativity, insight, and deep healing. Your immune system strengthens. Your digestive system optimizes. Your entire being aligns with the frequency of your emerging self. As you continue to breathe, feel how your energy field expands beyond the boundaries of your skin. You are not contained within your body. You are a consciousness that extends far beyond the physical form. Your thoughts, your emotions, your very presence creates ripples in the quantum field that influence everything around you. You are not just transforming yourself. You are contributing to the transformation of the collective consciousness. Your cellular memory is awakening to truths that transcend this lifetime. Feel how your body recognizes patterns, frequencies, and potentials that exist beyond your current understanding. Your cells remember perfection, remember wholeness, remember the infinite potential that has always been your birthright. This remembering is not nostalgic, is prophetic, calling you forward into embodiment of your highest self. Tonight, as you rest in this frequency of transformation, your body continues its work of becoming. Your heart maintains its coherent rhythm even as you sleep. Your nervous system integrates these new patterns into its neural networks. Your DNA expresses the codes of your emerging reality. Your entire being aligns more deeply with the vibrational frequency of who you truly are. This is not a temporary state. This is a permanent shift in your identity frequency. You are not visiting this new version of yourself. You are becoming it. Every breath you take in this coherent state reinforces this new identity. Every heartbeat strengthens this new pattern. Every moment of rest allows this transformation to integrate more deeply into your being. Feel how your body knows its own infinite potential. Feel how your cells celebrate this recognition. Feel how your entire nervous system relaxes into the knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, becoming exactly who you are meant to become. This is not about perfection. This is about alignment. This is about coming home to the frequency that has always been yours. As you rest tonight, Your body continues to embody this new frequency. Your transformation is not something you do, it is something you are. You are the living expression of infinite possibility, and tonight, you rest in the profound knowing that your becoming is already complete. How does it feel to inhabit a body that knows its own infinite potential? In the space between one breath and the next, you feel it, that exquisite moment when the infinite dance of possibility suddenly finds its rhythm, its direction, its perfect expression. Your consciousness has been floating through countless potential realities, touching the edges of who you could become, and now something profound is happening. The wave of your being is collapsing into the most beautiful, most aligned version of yourself. This is not a violent collapse, not a forced decision, is as gentle as dew forming on morning grass, as natural as a flower opening to sunlight. Your entire quantum field has been preparing for this moment, aligning itself with the deepest truth of who you are. Feel how your body recognizes this shift, how your cells seem to sigh with relief as they settle into their new configuration. The multiple timelines you have been dancing with, the versions of yourself that chose differently, loved differently, lived differently, are not disappearing. They are integrating, offering their gifts to the singular expression of your being that is emerging now. Each possibility you have touched has left its mark, its wisdom, its unique frequency woven into the fabric of who you are becoming. Your consciousness no longer needs to hold all these potentials in suspension. The gentle art of allowing has created the perfect conditions for this reality shift to occur. It is not that you are choosing one future over another, it is that your entire being is naturally organizing itself around the frequency that feels most alive, most true, most resonant with your deepest knowing. Feel how your breath deepens now, how your heartbeat finds a new rhythm, steadier and more coherent than before. This is your nervous system recognizing its new baseline, your entire biological system updating itself to match the frequency of your emerging self. The chaos of conflicting possibilities gives way to the profound peace of coherent alignment. Your neural networks are rewiring themselves in real time, creating new superhighways of thought and feeling. But this is not the mechanical clicking of synapses, it is the artistic expression of consciousness sculpting itself into its most beautiful form. Each new neural pathway is like a river finding its natural course, carved not by force, but by the persistent flow of your authentic being. The old patterns that once held you captive, the loops of doubt, the cycles of fear, the familiar grooves of limitation are not being destroyed. They are being transformed, integrated, repurposed in service of your highest expression. Your brain is not just changing, it is evolving, becoming a more sophisticated instrument for the music of your soul. You can feel this transformation happening, not just in your mind, but in every cell of your body. Your DNA is responding to the new frequency. Your immune system is upgrading its intelligence. Your endocrine system is learning to produce the chemistry of your elevated state. This is coherence at the deepest level, not just mental coherence, but biological, energetic, quantum coherence. The reality shift you are experiencing is not something you are doing, it is something you are allowing. For too long, you have tried to force your way into a new reality, to think your way into transformation, to effort your way into becoming. But true change happens in the spaces between effort, in the soft surrender that allows natural intelligence to reorganize your entire being. Your heart has become the conductor of this symphony, its electromagnetic field creating the organizing principle around which everything else aligns. Feel how your heart space expands now, how it becomes a generator of coherence, that influences every aspect of your experience. This is not just emotional coherence, it's quantum coherence, the state in which all parts of your being vibrate. In harmony, the quantum field around you responds to this internal coherence, like iron filings responding to a magnet. Reality begins to reorganize itself around your new frequency, not through manipulation or force, but through the natural laws that govern the interaction between consciousness and the physical world. You are not separate from reality, you are the focal point through which reality expresses itself. As you settle deeper into this space of being, feel how the struggle to become dissolves into the simple joy of existing. The gap between who you are and who you want to be closes not through effort but through recognition. You are not becoming someone new. You are remembering who you have always been beneath the layers of conditioning and limitation. Your consciousness expands now to encompass this new version of yourself with complete acceptance, complete love, complete recognition. There is no more waiting, no more preparing, no more becoming. There is only this moment, this breath, this perfect expression of your infinite potential collapsing into the singular beauty of your authentic being. The timelines that brought you here, the pain that taught you compassion, the confusion that led to clarity, the searching that brought you home to yourself, all of it was necessary. All of it was perfect. All of it was leading to this moment of integration. You are not leaving your past behind. You are weaving it into the tapestry of your wholeness. Feel how your entire energy field stabilizes now, how the scattered fragments of your attention gather into a single point of focused awareness. This is not concentration, it is integration. This is not effort, it is ease. This is not becoming, it is being pure and simple and complete. Your breath moves through you now like a gentle river, carrying the frequency of your new reality into every cell, every thought, every feeling. You are not the same person who began this journey, yet you are more yourself than you have ever been. The wave of possibility has collapsed into the perfect expression of your being, and reality itself celebrates this emergence. The neural superhighways that are forming now will carry the traffic of your new thoughts, your new feelings, your new responses to life. But they are not just pathways in your brain. They are channels through which the quantum field can express itself more fully through you. You are becoming a clearer instrument for the universe to know itself. What emerges when you stop trying to become and simply allow yourself to be? Your awareness expands beyond the linear progression of time, touching the edges of parallel possibilities. Feel how your consciousness stretches like morning light across an infinite landscape, reaching into spaces where time moves differently, where every choice you've ever made and every choice you've never made exists simultaneously in the vast quantum field of potential. Tonight, you sense other versions of yourself, the ones who made different choices, who followed different paths, who embodied different aspects of your potential. They're not distant or separate from you. They're woven into the very fabric of your being, like threads in a tapestry so intricate that each strand influences the whole. You can feel them now, these parallel selves, as gentle presences in your awareness, each one carrying gifts and wisdom that belong to you. There's the version of you who chose courage over comfort, who stepped into the unknown with unwavering faith. Feel how this version carries themselves shoulders back, eyes bright with possibility, heart open to receive all that life has to offer. Their frequency is one of fearless authenticity, and as you breathe, you can feel this courage beginning to integrate into your own cellular memory. There's the version of you who chose love over fear, who stayed when others ran, who opened their heart even when it felt impossible. This version knows the secret of surrender, the way that vulnerability becomes the greatest strength. Their wisdom whispers through your nervous system now, teaching your body that it's safe to be soft, safe to be open, safe to love without guarantees. There's the version of you who chose creativity over conformity, who trusted their unique vision even when the world couldn't see it yet. This version vibrates with the frequency of pure expression, of art made manifest, of dreams given form. Feel how their creative energy flows through your hands, your voice, your very presence, awakening the artist that has always lived within you. This is quantum jumping in its most natural form. Not a violent leap, but a gentle merging with the timeline most aligned with your current frequency. It's not about abandoning who you are, it's about remembering who you've always been across all possibilities. Your consciousness is like a master conductor, orchestrating the symphony of your parallel selves, drawing their most resonant qualities into this moment, this timeline, this version of you that is awakening. Your subconscious mind begins to integrate the wisdom of these parallel selves, drawing their gifts into your present moment awareness, like a river accepting the flow of tributaries. Your psyche opens to receive the knowledge, the skills, the healing that these other versions have cultivated. This isn't imagination, this is remembering. This is coming home to the fullness of who you've always been. Feel how your body responds to this integration. Your posture shifts slightly as you embody the confidence of your boldest self. Your breathing deepens as you access the peace of your most centered self. Your heart opens as you connect with the love of your most compassionate self. You are not becoming someone new. You are becoming complete. The timeline that calls to you most strongly is the one where you trust yourself completely. In this reality, you move through life with an unshakable knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. You make decisions from intuition rather than fear. You speak your truth with grace and power. You love yourself so completely that your very presence gives others permission to do the same. Feel this timeline pulling you gently toward it like a warm current in an ocean of possibility. Your nervous system recognizes this frequency as home, as the vibration you've been unconsciously seeking all along. This is the timeline where you stop apologizing for taking up space, where you stop dimming your light to make others comfortable, where you stop waiting for permission to be magnificent. In this timeline, you understand that every experience you've ever had was preparing you for this moment of integration. Every challenge taught you resilience. Every heartbreak opened your capacity for compassion. Every moment of doubt was strengthening your ability to trust. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was wrong. Everything was perfectly orchestrated to bring you to this point of remembering. Your parallel selves are not separate beings, they are facets of the diamond of your consciousness, each one reflecting a different aspect of your infinite potential. As you breathe, you feel them coming together, merging their gifts into the unified field of your awareness. The artist and the healer, the warrior and the lover, the teacher and the student, all of them are you. All of them are here, all of them are available to you now. This is what quantum jumping truly means, not escaping your current reality, but expanding it to include all possibilities. Your consciousness is vast enough to hold every version of yourself that has ever existed or ever could exist. You are not limited by the choices you've made or the paths you've taken. You are the sum of all possibilities, the convergence of all timelines, the living expression of infinite potential. Feel how this knowing settles into your bones, into your blood, into the very core of your being. You are not one story, you are all stories. You are not one possibility, you are all possibilities. You are not one version of yourself, you are every version of yourself. Unified in this moment, whole in this breath, complete in this awareness, your subconscious mind is rewiring itself. Now, updating its programming to include this expanded understanding of who you are. The limitations you once believed were real are dissolving, replaced by the knowing that you are limitless. The fears you once carried are transforming into excitement for what's possible. The doubts you once entertained are becoming curiosity about what you'll discover next. As you rest in this space between timelines, you're not just choosing your reality, you're remembering that you are reality. You are the observer and the observed, the dreamer and the dream, the creator and the creation. Every timeline exists within you, every possibility is available to you. Every version of yourself is accessible to you. Which timeline feels most alive, most resonant with the truth of who you're becoming? Feel it calling to you now, inviting you to step fully into the magnificence that has always been yours. This is your moment of integration, your moment of remembering, your moment of coming home to the infinite being that you are. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, you carry with you the wisdom of all your parallel selves, the gifts of all your timelines, the love of all your possibilities. You are complete, you are infinite, you are home. Your body becomes a tuning fork tonight, vibrating at the quantum frequency of healing and wholeness. Feel this transformation beginning in the deepest chambers of your being, where your cells hold memories older than your conscious mind can fathom. Each breath you take carries the resonance of restoration. Each heartbeat drums the rhythm of return to your original blueprint. There's a moment when a tuning fork is struck, that instant when silence transforms into pure sound, when potential becomes vibration. This is your moment. Your entire being is awakening to its inherent capacity for healing, remembering frequencies that existed before the weight of the world settled into your shoulders, before the stories of not enough carved pathways through your nervous system. Breathe deeper now and feel how your body responds to this invitation. Your electromagnetic field begins to shift, subtle at first, like dawn breaking slowly across a sleeping landscape. Every cell in your body carries within it the memory of perfect health, the divine template from which you were originally formed. This blueprint hasn't been destroyed by your experiences, it's been waiting, patient as starlight, for this moment of recognition. Your nervous system feels this shift like a gentle earthquake of possibility. The protective patterns that have kept you small begin to soften, not through force, but through the irresistible pull of your authentic vibration. You feel it in the way your breath naturally deepens, in the way your muscles begin to release tension they've held for years, in the way your heart opens like a flower that has been waiting for the right season to bloom. This is not just emotional healing, this is quantum healing, where the very structure of your being aligns with health, vitality, and coherence. At the subatomic level, your cells are reorganizing themselves, shifting from the chaotic patterns of survival into the coherent rhythms of thriving. Your DNA responds to this frequency like a symphony orchestra tuning to concert pitch, each strand vibrating in harmony with your deepest truth. Feel how your body holds this transformation. There may be sensations of warmth moving through your limbs, waves of tingling that suggest old blockages dissolving. Your nervous system is literally rewiring itself, creating new pathways that bypass the ancient roots of trauma and conditioning. This is your body's wisdom in action, its inner 8, knowing that healing is not something you must achieve, but something you must remember. Your past pain becomes compost for your future flowering. Every wound you've carried, every moment of disconnection from your true nature, now serves as fertile ground for something magnificent to grow. The tears you've shed are not wasted there, the rain that waters the garden of your becoming. The fears you've faced are not failures, they're the pruning that allows your authentic self to flourish. Breathe into this recognition with infinite gentleness. Your body knows how to heal. Your cells remember the frequency of wholeness. Your nervous system is designed to move from protection to connection, from survival to creation, from fear to love. This is not a process you must force or control, it's a natural returning, like a river flowing back to the ocean. Feel how your electromagnetic field expands with each breath. Scientists are discovering that our bodies are not just chemical machines, but complex electromagnetic systems, each cell broadcasting and receiving information through subtle energy fields. Tonight, you're consciously participating in this quantum biology, choosing to broadcast the frequency of healing rather than the static of stress. Your heart becomes the conductor of this healing orchestra. With each beat, it's sending coherent signals throughout your body, telling every cell, every organ, every system that it's safe to remember wholeness. Your heart's electromagnetic field is thousands of times stronger than your brain's, and tonight it's radiating the frequency of love, the ultimate healing force in the universe. Allow your breathing to become even slower, even deeper. With each exhale, you're releasing the accumulated weight of trauma and conditioning. With each inhale, you're drawing in the pure frequency of your original blueprint. Your nervous system responds to this rhythm like a stressed animal, finally finding safety, gradually shifting from hypervigilance to peaceful presence. Feel how your body temperature may change as this healing frequency moves through you. Some parts of your body may feel warmer as circulation improves, as old tensions release. Other areas may feel cooler as inflammation subsides, as your immune system recalibrates to its natural state of balance. This is your body's intelligence, orchestrating its own healing, requiring nothing from you but your conscious presence and trust. Your spine becomes a lightning rod for this transformation, conducting the frequency of healing from the base of your skull to the tip of your tailbone. Each vertebra remembers its perfect alignment. Each nerve pathway recalls its original function. The chronic tension in your neck and shoulders begins to melt like ice in spring sunlight. Not because you're forcing it to relax, but because your body is remembering its natural state of ease. This healing frequency reaches into the deepest chambers of your being, where your most fundamental patterns are stored. The hypervigilance that once protected you begins to soften into peaceful awareness. The emotional armor that seemed so necessary starts to dissolve into the flexible strength of vulnerability. Your nervous system learns that safety is not found in control, but in flow. Not in resistance, but in responsive presence. Feel how your digestion improves as your parasympathetic nervous system comes online. Your body can finally direct energy toward healing and regeneration rather than constant preparation for threat. Your sleep will deepen, your dreams will become more vivid and healing. Your waking hours will be infused with a vitality you thought was lost to time. Your immune system responds to this frequency like a garden responding to perfect weather. The chronic inflammation that may have lived in your body for years begins to subside. Your cells remember how to communicate clearly with each other, how to work together in the seamless coordination that is your birthright. This is not wishful thinking, this is the documented, reality of how consciousness affects cellular function. The healing frequency reaches into your emotional body as well, where old wounds may have created patterns of contraction and defense. Feel how your heart space expands, how your capacity for joy naturally increases as the frequency of fear decreases. Your emotions become fluid again, able to move through you like weather across a vast sky, rather than becoming trapped in the valleys of your consciousness. Your relationships begin to transform as you broadcast this new frequency. The people in your life respond to your increased coherence, your nervous system's newfound capacity for connection rather than protection. You become a tuning fork for others, helping them remember their own capacity for healing simply through your presence. Allow yourself to rest deeper into this frequency now. Your body is doing the work of healing while you sleep, while you dream, while you simply exist in this state of receptive awareness. The intelligence that formed you in your mother's womb is still active, still guiding your cells toward their highest expression, still orchestrating miracles too subtle for your conscious mind to perceive. Feel how your breath naturally syncs with this healing rhythm. Your inhale draws in pure potential. Your exhale releases everything that no longer serves your highest good. Your body becomes a living prayer, a physical manifestation of the frequency of wholeness that exists at the quantum level of reality. This is your natural state, not something you must achieve, but something you must remember. Your body is designed to heal, your cells are programmed for vitality, your nervous system is wired for connection and joy. The frequency of healing is not foreign to you, it's your original song. The vibration you came into this world carrying. Rest now in this knowing. Your body is healing while you sleep, regenerating while you dream, remembering its perfection while you simply exist. The frequency of healing moves through you like a gentle tide, washing away everything that is not love, leaving only the golden truth of your infinite capacity for wholeness. What wants to be healed in you tonight, in this moment of infinite possibility? Your heart is speaking to you in a language older than words, deeper than thoughts. As you settle into this moment, place your hand gently on your chest and feel the steady rhythm that has accompanied every breath you have ever taken. But tonight, something different is happening in this sacred space beneath your palm. Your heart is finding its coherence, not just the mechanical beating that sustains life, but the electromagnetic symphony that orchestrates your entire being. This is not metaphor. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field 60 times stronger than your brain, extending 3 to 4 feet beyond your body. Right now, as you breathe slowly and deeply, this field is organizing itself into a pattern that scientists call cardiac coherence state where your heart rhythm becomes smooth, ordered, and harmonious. Feel how this coherence begins in your chest and ripples outward like gentle waves on a still lake. Your heart is not just a pump, it is a quantum broadcaster, transmitting signals of love, coherence, and possibility into the fabric of reality itself. Every beat sends information, not just through your bloodstream, but through the quantum field that connects all things. Tonight, you are learning to broadcast from your heart's deepest wisdom, and the universe is listening as your heart finds this coherent rhythm. Notice how your entire nervous system begins to respond. Your brain, which has been trained to lead and analyze and control, softly steps back into a supporting role. The prefrontal cortex, that busy executive center of your mind, relaxes into a state of calm presence. Your amygdala, that ancient alarm system that has kept you vigilant for so long, recognizes the safety signal emanating from your coherent heart and begins to quiet. This is quantum flow state, where your thoughts, emotions, and intentions align in perfect harmony. Feel how your mental chatter begins to slow, how your emotional turbulence settles into stillness. You are not forcing this to happen. You are simply allowing your heart's natural coherence to guide your entire system into alignment. Your heart knows the way, and tonight, you are learning to trust its guidance. Breathe into your heart space now, imagining each inhale as a gentle expansion of this electromagnetic field. With each exhale, feel how this coherence ripples outward, affecting not just your internal state, but the field around you. Your coherent heart is sending signals of safety to your nervous system, signals of love to your cellular memory, signals of possibility to your DNA itself. Research reveals that when your heart achieves this coherent state, it sends different signals to your brain than when it is in chaos. These signals travel through the vagus nerve, that great highway of communication between heart and mind, carrying messages of calm, clarity, and creative potential. Your brainwaves begin to synchronize with your heart rhythm, creating a state of psychophysiological coherence that enhances intuition, reduces stress, and opens doorways to higher consciousness. Feel how this coherence creates a feedback loop of harmony throughout your entire being. Your coherent heart calms your nervous system. Your calm nervous system allows your heart to maintain its coherence. Your synchronized heart and nervous system create optimal conditions for your brain to function at its highest potential. You are no longer a collection of separate systems. You are a unified field of consciousness, orchestrated by the wisdom of your heart. As you continue to breathe into this space, notice how your heart's coherence affects your relationship with time itself. The constant urgency that drives so much of modern life begins to dissolve. You are not racing towards some future moment of fulfillment. You are arriving fully into the profound completeness of this present moment. Your heart knows that this now is enough, that you are enough, that everything you need for your transformation already exists within this coherent field. Your heart is teaching your mind a new way of being. Instead of the mind's tendency to analyze, judge, and separate, your heart offers a way of knowing that is immediate, intuitive, and integrative. This is not anti-intellectual. This is a deeper intelligence that includes the mind while transcending its limitations. Your heart knows truths that your mind is only beginning to understand. Feel how this cardiac coherence ripples outward beyond your body, affecting the field around you. Your family, your friends, your community all are unconsciously influenced by the electromagnetic signature of your coherent heart. You are not transforming in isolation. You are contributing to a collective field of coherence that supports the healing and awakening of all life. This coherent state is not something you achieve once and then lose. It is a frequency you can learn to access more and more consistently. Each time you return to this heart-centered awareness, you strengthen the neural pathways that support cardiac coherence. You are literally rewiring your nervous system to default to heart coherence rather than mental turbulence. Tonight, as you rest in this coherent flow, your heart continues to broadcast its signal of love and possibility. Your nervous system integrates these new patterns of harmony. Your brain learns to trust the wisdom of your heart. Your entire being aligns with the frequency of coherence that is your natural state. Your heart knows that love is not just an emotion, it is a creative force that shapes reality itself. When you broadcast love from a coherent heart, you are not just feeling good, you are participating in the fundamental creative principle of the universe. You are adding your unique frequency to the cosmic symphony, contributing to the healing and transformation of all existence. As you drift into sleep, your heart maintains its coherent rhythm, continuing to broadcast signals of love, peace, and possibility into the quantum field. Your transformation is not something you do, it is something you are. You are the living expression of coherent love, and tonight, you rest in the profound knowing that your heart's wisdom is guiding you home. How does it feel when your heart leads and your mind follows? Tonight, something extraordinary is happening. In the landscape of your consciousness, feel how your awareness begins to expand beyond the familiar corridors of everyday thinking, beyond the well-worn pathways of habitual thought. Your mind is awakening to its true nature, not the cramped, anxious, limited mind that has been conditioned by a world of scarcity, but the vast, creative, infinite quantum mind that has always been your birthright. This shift is as gentle as dawn breaking over a mountain range, illuminating territories of consciousness that have always existed but remained hidden in the shadows of conventional awareness. Your thoughts begin to move differently now, flowing like water finding new channels, dancing like light refracting through a prism into spectrums of possibility you never knew existed. The narrow bandwidth of everyday consciousness, that tight frequency where worry lives, where doubt makes its home, where limitation feels so real, is expanding now into something magnificent. Your brainwaves are synchronizing with deeper rhythms, ancient patterns that connect you to the fundamental creativity of existence itself. You can feel it happening, this subtle shift from the chaos of scattered thinking to the coherent symphony of integrated awareness. Your thoughts become more fluid now, less rigid, less attached to the old stories of impossibility. They begin to move like schools of fish in clear water, coordinated yet free, purposeful yet playful. The mental patterns that once felt so solid, so permanent, so unchangeable, reveal themselves to be simply energy in motion, waves of consciousness that can be redirected, refined, reimagined. This is not losing your mind, this is finding your true mind, the one that exists beyond the confines of conditioned thinking, the one that remembers its connection to the source of all creativity, all possibility, all potential. Your consciousness is not contained within the boundaries of your skull, it is a field that extends infinitely, touching and being touched by the consciousness of all existence. Feel how your creative capacity begins to expand now, how solutions to old problems suddenly seem obvious, how new possibilities emerge from the fertile darkness of the unknown. Your mind is no longer bound by the linear logic of cause and effect. It begins to think in patterns, in connections, in the multidimensional web of relationships that actually govern reality. The thoughts that arise now carry a different quality, a different frequency. They are not the anxious, repetitive loops of the conditioned mind, but the fresh, spontaneous expressions of consciousness exploring its own infinite creativity. Each thought becomes a brushstroke on the canvas of possibility, each idea a note in the symphony of your unfolding potential. Your brainwaves synchronize now with the deeper rhythms of existence, itself not the frantic beta waves of stress and struggle, but the expansive gamma waves of insight and integration. These are the same frequencies that mystics and sages have accessed throughout history, the same neural patterns that accompany breakthrough moments of creativity and revelation. You begin to think in possibility rather than probability, in potential rather than limitation. The question shifts from what will happen to what wants to emerge, from what are the odds to what is the most beautiful expression of this moment. Your mind becomes an instrument of discovery rather than a prison of repetition. This transformation is not something you are forcing, it is something you are allowing. Your consciousness is simply remembering its natural state, like a bird remembering how to fly, like a flower remembering how to bloom. The quantum mind has always been there, waiting patiently beneath the surface of your everyday awareness, ready to emerge when the conditions are right. Feel how your perception of time begins to shift now, how past, present, and future become fluid dimensions of a single eternal moment. Your mind is no longer trapped in the narrow tunnel of linear time. It expands to encompass the timeless dimension where all possibilities exist simultaneously. This is not confusion, this is clarity at a deeper level. The boundaries between self and other, between inner and outer, between possible and impossible, begin to dissolve like morning mist touched by sunlight. Your consciousness recognizes itself in everything, sees its own reflection in every face, feels its own heartbeat in every living thing. This is not losing your identity, this is finding your true identity, the one that includes everything. Your thoughts become more aligned now with the fundamental creativity of the universe, more attuned to the intelligence that moves the stars, and grows the flowers and beats your heart without your conscious effort. You begin to think with the mind of the cosmos, to feel with the heart of existence itself. The old patterns of judgment and criticism, of fear and limitation, are still there, but they no longer dominate your mental landscape. They become like distant thunderstorms. You can observe them without being consumed by them, acknowledge them without being controlled by them. Your expanded awareness holds them with compassion while choosing to focus on the more beautiful frequencies available to you. This is the awakening of your true intelligence, not the narrow, analytical intelligence that has been praised by the world, but the vast, creative, intuitive intelligence that knows how to navigate the infinite complexity of existence with grace and ease. Your mind becomes a clear mirror, reflecting the beauty and wisdom of the universe back to itself. Feel how your entire nervous system begins to reorganize itself around this new frequency of consciousness. Your brain creates new neural networks to support this expanded awareness, new pathways to carry the traffic of your awakened mind. This is not just mental transformation, it is biological evolution happening in real time. The quantum mind that is awakening in you now is not separate from the quantum field that surrounds you. They are one movement, one dance, one endless expression of consciousness exploring its own infinite potential. Your thoughts are not separate from the thoughts of the universe. They are the universe thinking itself into new forms of beauty and meaning. As you settle deeper into this expanded awareness, feel how natural it is, how right it feels, how much more like home this is than the cramped quarters of your old mental patterns. This is not a special state reserved for a few. This is your natural state, your birthright, your true nature finally free to express itself. Your mind becomes a garden now, where new ideas bloom spontaneously, where creative solutions grow like flowers, where the impossible becomes inevitable. You are not thinking your way into this new reality. You are allowing it to think itself into existence through you. What becomes possible when your mind remembers its quantum nature? All the pieces come together. Now the observer, the embodied frequency, the coherent heart, the quantum mind. Feel how everything that was once scattered and seeking has found its perfect place within you, like a symphony reaching its crescendo. All the disparate notes of your being harmonize into one clear, resonant chord that echoes through every cell of your body, every thought in your mind, every beat of your heart. You are no longer becoming, you are being. The endless striving has dissolved into peaceful presence. The constant reaching has transformed into grateful receiving. The perpetual questioning has melted into profound knowing. You rest now in the sweet spot of complete alignment, where effort gives way to flow, where force surrenders to grace, where the mind finally stops trying to figure it out and simply allows itself to be. Your nervous system has found its new baseline, settling into a rhythm that feels both familiar and entirely new. Like a river that has finally found its proper course, your autonomic responses flow with ease and wisdom. Your breath moves naturally, deeply, without the old patterns of holding and restriction. Your heart beats with the steady confidence of someone who finally knows their own worth. Your muscles release tension you didn't even know you were carrying, as if your body is finally safe enough to let go completely. Your neural networks have stabilized in their new configuration, creating pathways that support your expanded understanding of who you are. The old loops of worry and doubt have been replaced by circuits of curiosity and trust. Where once your brain defaulted to scarcity and fear, now it naturally gravitates toward abundance and possibility. These new neural highways are not forced or artificial. They are the natural expression of your consciousness when it's free to be itself. Your consciousness has expanded to encompass your fuller potential, like a bird that has finally remembered how to use its wings. You no longer identify with the small, limited version of yourself that was afraid to dream too big. Instead, you recognize yourself as the vast, creative force that has always been dreaming this reality into existence. Your awareness encompasses not just your individual experience, but your connection to the infinite field of possibility that surrounds and interpenetrates all things. This is quantum manifestation in its purest form, not manipulating reality from the outside, but aligning so completely with your true nature that reality naturally rearranges itself around you. You're not forcing outcomes or trying to control circumstances. Instead, you've become such a clear expression of your authentic frequency that the universe responds to your very presence with synchronicity and grace. You are the tuning fork that brings harmony to chaos, the coherent signal that creates order from randomness. You are the calm center around which new possibilities organize themselves. Like the eye of a hurricane, you remain perfectly still while transformation swirls around you. People feel different in your presence without knowing why. Opportunities appear as if by magic. Challenges resolve themselves before you even need to address them. This isn't wishful thinking. This is the natural result of becoming so aligned with your truth that you broadcast coherence into the quantum field. Feel how this integration lives in your body now. Your spine naturally straightens, not from effort, but from an inner knowing of your own dignity. Your shoulders release the weight of burdens that were never yours to carry. Your jaws softens as you realize you no longer need to defend or justify your existence. Your eyes brighten with the light of someone who has finally come home to themselves. Your emotional landscape has transformed from a battlefield into a garden, where once you felt the constant tension between who you were and who you wanted to be. Now you rest in the sweet harmony of complete self-acceptance. Your feelings flow through you like weather patterns present, acknowledged, and naturally changing without resistance. You no longer try to fix your emotions or make them different. Instead, you welcome them as messengers, as teachers, as the very life force that animates your human experience. Your relationship with time has fundamentally shifted. You no longer live in the anxiety of the future or the regret of the past. Instead, you dwell in the eternal now, where all healing happens, where all creation occurs, where all love is experienced. This present moment is not a stepping stone to somewhere else is the destination. It is the place where you finally meet yourself fully, where you finally recognize your own magnificence. Your connection to others has deepened in ways you never imagined possible, because you are no longer trying to get something from them. Validation, approval, love. You are free to give purely, to see clearly, to love without conditions. Your presence has become a gift. Your words carry healing. Your very existence gives others permission to be authentic. You have become what you always sought in others, a safe harbor, a steady presence, a reminder of what's possible when someone fully embodies their truth. This integration is not a final destination, but a new beginning. You now operate from a baseline of coherence that colors every aspect of your life. When challenges arise, you meet them from this centered place. When opportunities present themselves, you respond from this aligned frequency. When relationships call for depth, you offer this authentic presence. You have become the change you wanted to see in the world, not through effort or strategy, but through the simple act of being completely yourself. Your nervous system now knows the difference between reaction and response. Instead of being hijacked by old patterns, you have the space to choose your reaction to any situation. This isn't emotional suppression, it's emotional mastery. You feel everything fully, but you are no longer controlled by what you feel. You are the conscious observer of your experience, the loving witness to your own journey, the compassionate guide who helps you navigate whatever arises. The integration you've achieved is not fragile or temporary. It has become woven into the very fabric of your being, as natural as breathing, as automatic as your heartbeat. You don't have to work to maintain it, because it is no longer something you do. It is who you are. This is the gift of true transformation. Once you've remembered who you really are, you can't unknow it. Once you've felt this level of coherence, you can't unfeel it. Once you've experienced this depth of integration, you can't unexperience it. Your mind has become a clear lake, reflecting reality without distortion. Your thoughts arise and pass away like clouds in an endless sky, but you are no longer identified with them. You are the awareness in which thoughts appear, the consciousness that observes without judgment, the presence that remains constant even as everything else changes. This is the quantum mind, not thinking about consciousness, but being conscious of thinking. How does it feel to be fully integrated, fully coherent, fully yourself? It feels like coming home after a long journey. It feels like taking off armor you didn't realize you were wearing. It feels like breathing for the first time. It feels like remembering something you never forgot. It feels like the most natural thing in the world, because it is the most natural thing in the world. It is you being you, without apology, without limitation, without end. Tonight, as you rest in this integrated state, you're not just going to sleep, you're going to dream. From this place of wholeness, your dreams will be coherent with your waking consciousness. Your healing will continue even as you rest. Your transformation will deepen even as you surrender to the peace of sleep. You are complete. You are integrated. You are home.